Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how I match the green tone of the wall in my painting. Color mixing can seem tricky, but once you get a feel for how different pigments work together, it becomes a fun, creative process. To start, I began with ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. These two are my go-to for establishing the base of a green tone. Ultramarine blue is deep and cool with a slightly purplish undertone, which gives the green a lot of richness and depth. Meanwhile, yellow ochre is a warmer, earthy yellow, and when you mix it with ultramarine, you get a nice muted green. Now the trick here is to add small amounts of each color as you mix. You don't want to throw in too much pigment right away, especially when you are trying to match a specific color. I always recommend starting with a small batch and gradually building up. So I mix ultramarine blue with just a bit of yellow ochre and then compared the result to the wall. The green started to come through, but it wasn't quite there yet. After that, I decided to bring in cerulean blue and cobalt blue to adjust the tone. Cerulean blue is great for brightening things up. It has this fresh sky blue quality that really helps lighten and soften the green without overpowering it. Cobalt blue, on the other hand, adds richness. It is a bit darker and more intense, which helped balance out the green and keep it from becoming too bright or washed out. As I mixed these blues into the base I had created with ultramarine and yellow ochre, I noticed the green is starting to get closer to the tone on the wall. It still wasn't perfect, but it was moving in the right direction. The key here is to keep comparing what's on your palette to the real life color you are trying to match. I hold my knife up next to the wall or sometimes even swipe a bit of paint on the surface just to see how close I am. Once I had the greens starting to line up, I knew I needed to introduce some Naples yellow. This is one of my favorite colors to work with when mixing greens, especially when I am aiming for a softer, more natural tone. Naples yellow is a bit more muted than something like cadmium yellow, and it helps bring down the brightness while keeping the green warm and balanced. So I added small amounts of Naples yellow, gradually adjusting the color and testing it against the wall as I went. Here's the tip. When you are mixing, always make sure to add small amounts at a time. It's easier to add more color than it is to take it away, so start light and build up. I kept adjusting by adding more Naples yellow and sometimes a touch of cerulean blue or cobalt blue, depending on what the mix needed. This back and forth process of adding color, testing it, and then adjusting is what helps you get that exact match. At this point, the color was almost there, but I needed to fine-tune it. The green felt a bit too vibrant, so I added a tiny bit of cadmium red. Now this is a crucial step because cadmium red is a complementary color to green. When you add red to green, it neutralizes the tone slightly, taking away some of the brightness and making it feel more natural. As I got closer to the exact match, I continued to play with the balance. Sometimes I add a little more Naples yellow to lighten things up, or a bit more ultramarine blue if I needed to deepen the green. After a few final adjustments, I had the perfect green. Holding it up next to the wall, it blended seamlessly, which is exactly what I wanted. The process of mixing and matching might seem complex at first, but as long as you are patient and willing to experiment, you'll find that you can achieve any color you need. And that's it. That's how I matched the green background using a combination of ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, cerulean blue, cobalt blue, Naples yellow, and a touch of cadmium red. Remember that the key is to take your time. Start small and keep adjusting as you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.